สวัสดีนะคะโอ้สวัสดีทุกคนอีกครั้งหนึ่งค่ะ เหมือนสักครู่เราเจอกันที่นั่นน่ะสิเหมือนเมื่อสักครู่เมื่อกี้เกิดอะไรขึ้นหรือเปล่า ไม่รู้เรื่องไม่รู้อะไรทั้งนั้น เออ ไม่เจอกันนานเลยนะ ไม่รู้สวัสดีทุกคนอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะคะ เดี๋ยวแพนด้าจัดท่ากระถางจัดที่จัดทางก่อนนะ อุ๊ยอบเดี๋ยวแพน2 ทุ่มแพนด้ามีธุระอบเตือนแพนด้าด้วยนะ มันเป็นหน้าที่ของอบแล้วล่ะ ที่จะต้องเตือนแพนด้านะเดี๋ยวแพนด้าปรับไมค์ก่อน ประมาณนี้ละกัน เพราะว่าต้องเตรียมพื้นที่ในการนั่งทำงานด้วย วันนี้จะไม่ได้เห็นหน้าค่าตากันนิดนึง จริงๆก็เห็นได้แหละมาโอ้พอใช้โน้ตบุ๊กแล้วแบบ มันได้อยู่นะคะ มาเดี๋ยวแพนด้าปั่นงานมหาวิทยาลัยให้เสร็จก่อน เพราะที่เหลือไม่ได้รีบมากทำต่อพรุ่งนี้ได้ โอเคมา เยอะแล้วเราอะเยอะเยอะเนาะแต่ละมื้อแต่ละเดย์ของเราเนี่ยมันไม่ธรรมดาจริงๆมาค่ะ มาถึง
Champions, they've never
ไม่
been
ลืม
able to go to a global event
เสียง
and lift a trophy. Maku's been
ผม
hunting
สอบ
for
เสร็จ
it,
แล้ว
and
เฮ้ย
every
ไม่
single
เป็นไรนะคะคุณ
champion,
ฮิปโนส
he and Boaster, two
วัน
of
หน้ายั
only
งมีเส
3
มอ
players to attend literally every champs. And they've played each other every time. This time, multiple. This is a rematch
มาแล้ว
of a playoffs match. But we're starting off on unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, we certainly are. I mean, there's lots to be discussed about Vito, the picks and the bans overall.
But we also just haven't seen Fnatic play on these first 2 maps at all. Sunset and Corrode. So my eyes are glued onto
อุ้ยวันนี้
what
โอ้โห
Boaster's
วัน
game
นี้
plan
โอ้ย
is.
แพนด้าดูไม่จบ
DRX
แน่
with a
เลย
decent
โอ้
idea that Fnatic
แพน
might
ด้า
be
ต้องไป
exploring up
2
towards
ทุ่ม
top
อ่ะ
mid. Here comes
2
Hyunmin
ชั่ว
and
โมง
Bay.
อ่ะ
Might be tested soon
มัน
enough.
ต้อง
They
เป็น
really
ออฟ
want
ไซ
to
ด์
spur
ใช่
up the engagement. That is a
เอ้า
fight to be taken.
ไม่ใจเย็น
Hyunmin! Never to be outdone. This kid is shining on the biggest of stages. And to open up a pistol round with a 3-piece like that, what a statement to make.
His ability to just adapt
We
to the
don't
big
have
stage
Hida.
has been incredible.
Wow.
You need people like that. And now flashback tested on the other side. Boaster the better. And that's
ทุกอย่าง
opened
ดู
the
ไม่เป็นใจ
way, the path towards B.
Boaster has found a bit of an
ใส่หม
avenue
วก
with
ไว้ด้วยวันนี้
Hyunmin. Going to be hot on their heels. A hinder, bit of a catch there. Boaster slowed down to a crawl. 30 seconds left.
ทุกอย่างไม่เป็นใจกับแพนด้าเลย
Advantage
วันเนี้ย
potentially, but
วันนี้
Fnatic
แพนด้า
are
แบบ
being
งงมาก
surrounded on every single front.
They look like they want to go
สวัสดีนะคะ
back into Hyunmin. That's the last
แพนด้า
player
ดู
you
ไม่
want
จ
to
บแน่
tackle
เลย
with.
ว่ะทำไมธุระต้อง
Square
มา
up to
วัน
him
นี้
again
ด้วย
once more. This is an opportunity for an ace to
อุ้ยสวยดีเฮ้ยมันเกือบเอ็ดแล้วปะน่ะ
But Boaster has no chance in
อุ้ย
hell
เดี๋ยวไม่
of
ทำงานแน่
carving
เลย
a
อ่ะ
path to success
ไม่
here.
ทำงานไปด้วยนะ
The seconds are dwindling, and with it, cements victory for our opening round of this lower bracket
Ow.
finals in the hands of DRX, leading nice and early.
And that's
ให้
got
เชีย
to
ร์
feel
ใครหรอ
incredible to come out
สำหรับแพนด้า
here
แล้วนะคะ
playing
ไม่ว่า
for
จะ
a
เกิดอะไร
chance to
ขึ้น
be in the grand finals and
สำ
come
หรับ
out
แพน
with
ด้าแล้ว
almost
แพนด้า
an
ก็ต้อง
3
เชียร์แป
HP
ซิฟิก
away
ก่อน
from one.
นะคะ
And it's not going to be on the stats, but it essentially is. Hyunmin, the level of
Pacific
individual
is a
impact
must.
late on in this tournament has been absolutely absurd. He's kept all of that momentum going.
I mean, he saved them yesterday.
Yeah, he was insane.
You
They
can
took
see
Jing on Ascent, dropped 20
Must do,
kills
must
against
do.
DRX. He responded with 20 in the second half. You know, so even if he did land to a slow start here, I would still believe in him being able to pick it back up. But he's come out blazing through the gates.
it's been a question of the mental resilience of DRX as well. It's a team formed up of very young players and experience at a big stage, but Hyunmin was the one to save them. One of the youngest players on this team.
I think, you know, it's not really to do with age and experience sometimes. It's to do with your attitude. It's
Sure.
to do with whether or not you take grasp of opportunities when they're presented and have that killer instinct. And I think they've got a lot of players on this team that have it.
Hello, flashback, hello.
Here's another one.
Yeah, a couple of eco kills rack it up nice and early, and the confidence must be flowing right now for DRX.
They've got the Waylay ult online already for
I mean,
round
that's
3.
ridiculous.
That's a great chance of starting out with a bonus round win here. And when you look at the map veto overall, Brent, just to touch on it early on in this series, the last two maps DRX are 3-0 on. So when I'm looking at this map veto, I'm thinking, all right, fair enough, it might not look like the most amazing thing in the world for DRX early, but Fnatic kind of need to win 3-0 here.
Yeah.
Or at least land a major upset towards the end on Bind or Ascent. So a start like this, exactly the opposite of what Fnatic were looking for. And pay attention to Hyunmin with his ult here. If they go over towards B, he's got a trap set up, but he needs someone taking contact for this.
He's just holding it out in the open. Hoping for sound cues. An indicator. He's not going to be given one for now, so it was a bit slapdash, almost thrown together here by DRX for their bonus conversion, at least an idea for it.
You also have the cam watching contact over towards A main here, so they'll have some idea. Now that's actually been smoked off with that one way. So a little bit of information denied.
สวัสดีนะคะคุณเชียร์
Hyunmin
นิ
will
น
have heard the Vice going into that direction. Alpha, yeah, putting
สวัส
down
ดี
the
ค่ะ
wall.
ทำงานอยู่เนี่ย
Flashback off the back
ที่
of
ก้ม
that.
ได้
He's gone for a wander down tiles. What a
crazy.
risk. But a perfect player to do
ขอบ
it
คุณ
with
ที่เตือน
the,
นะคะ
with the ghost.
It's all about how you
โอ้
clear
แพนด้า
that
ทำเข้า
ball.
เรียบร้อยแล้ว
Alpha
ค่ะ
is
ทุกคน
dropped in the
เฮ้ย
midst of all of it.
เฮ้ยมีสิทธิ์นะเว้ยมีสิทธิ์โบนัสนะเฟ้ยอย่าเว้ยเป็นเล่นไปอย่าทำเป็นเล่นไปทำเป็นเล่นไปดิ
Close quarters, exactly
Wait,
where
wait,
the
wait,
Stinger
wait.
will thrive. It is traded out and
ผมไม่อยากไป
equalized.
ทำงาน
Still,
อยู่บ้าน
flat
เราควร
down
บอก
Alpha
เขาอย่างนี้
Fnatic.
ดีครับปกติพ่อผมก็ไม่ได้ผมเองกับพ่อ
Could
ช่วยปิด
again
เทอม
gain a
แต่
little
ป้า
bit
เข้า
more
บ้านมา
ground and not content to sit back and relax.
Yeah, they're going forward because they know the
เอา
flashback
จริง
was
แพ
on
น
the
ด้า
flank
ว่า
and
บาง
Mako
ครั้ง
catches
อะ
contact
แพ
but
นด้า
catches
ไม่
the
แน่
bullet
ไม่
as well.
ไม่แน่ใจว่า
Hyunmin is still
จะต้องแนะ
behind
นำ
them
ยังไง
with this
เนาะ
ult.
คุณฮิป
But can
คุณ
you
ฮิปโร
actually
ส
land
นะ
a big
คะ
ultimate
แพน
when
ด้า
you
ว่า
don't know
การ
where
สื่อ
Fnatic
สาร
are?
ที่แบบ
Biding his time, doesn't want to reveal his hand, his
เขา
positioning.
เรียกว่า
Trying to
ควา
keep
ม
Fnatic
ความสบายใจของเราอะมันอาจจะขึ้นอยู่กับการสื่อสารที่ดีด้วย แต่บางครั้งเนี่ยเราก็ไม่สามารถที่จะ
Instant response
อ่ะ
and sharp
อีกที
shooting
ค่ะ
from
แล้วก็
Kayak.
ไม่สามารถ
From
ที่
afar. Make sure to
ที่จะ
seal it up
โน้ม
and
น้าวใครได้
ensure
แต่
there
ว่า
is
เขา
no
มีความตั้
danger.
งใจมากๆเลย
Good to see him firing
แต่แพน
early
ด้า
as
เชื่อ
well.
ว่าถ้าอย่าง
Kayak's
น้อ
been
ย
great towards the
ตัว
latter
เรา
end of
อะ
this tournament.
ถ้า
He
ต้อง
and
ดู
Hyunmin
ว่า
have
แบบ
come online at basically the same
เพราะอะไร
time.
ไหม
You know, took
ทำ
other
ไมเราถึง
players
ได้
early
รู้สึก
on.
แบบนั้นอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
Beginning of the
แล้ว
tournament,
ก็
we
ล
were
อง
looking
สื่อ
at
สารดู
flashback. We were
ไป
looking
ดู
at
นะ
actually Chronicle even before Alpha started having insane games.
โอ้ยที
But now
อุตส่าห์
Hyunmin
เก็บมาได้เยอะ
and
แล้ว
Kayak looking like the
แต่
players to watch and showing you early why that's the case.
ส
So the
วัสดี
Waylay
นะ
ult,
คะ
not
ทุก
used,
ค
not
น
wasted.
แพน
But also
ด้า
didn't
กำ
guarantee
ลัง
them that
ปั่น
bonus round win.
งานด่วน
Now
ไป
you're looking
ด้วย
to apply
ดัง
maximum
นั้น
pressure
อาจ
to
จะ
Fnatic here.
ไม่ค่อยได้ทักทายนะคะ
And a
Now
slow
add
siege
that.
attempt.
ไม่ได้
Fnatic know and love to find their style over
ปฏิกิริยา
all
ปะ
these years.
And DRX were really struggling with that last time we saw them play, especially on. Well,
เอ
actually
อจะ
across the
จะ
match.
ว่า
But
ยังไง
I was
ดี
particularly
มัน
thinking
เขียน
about
แค่นี้
Haven.
แล้วกันนะ
They were wasting a lot of their util early
นี่
on.
แหละ
Here Mako just
ความ
takes a
โล
bit
ภ
of
ของเรา
contact,
นะคะ
backs it up.
เรา
I look
เอง
to try
เรา
to
ก็อยากจะ
refight.
ดู
They've
เก
still
ม
got
แต่เราก็อ
paranoia
ยาก
and
จะทำงาน
saturated to be
นะ
able
คะ
to use here, so it's dangerous territory still for Fnatic. Nothing stable.
Quite a bit of util. That's conversion pass. What's that being used for? A bit of a reclearance, but I mean, Fnatic is still so slow. Not even within the same zip code of where those ultimates are being used. Mako is going to trail back now. A bit of a rolling retreat.
It's good awareness from Fnatic, really, but it has allowed them to get 4 defenders in position. Fnatic saving util, but as the pop comes through, DRX will have a good resistance here.
Yeah, gearing up for it now. There's a lot of util going to be sent forwards. Hyunmin, here he is, trying to really light them up. This guy one off his stopped. You kidding me? Smoke in your face does not matter. Mako's still alive, sitting pretty to the corner, but not for long. Crashes. Turning the fire brings it to that 2v2. Still out wide. Does force the fight.
เอา
Gets
ดิ
info.
2-2 ป่ะเนี่ย ยังไม่ได้สไปสไปตกด้วย
Cool and collected with the aim.
แล้วหาเลย รู้แล้วอยู่ตรงไหน ปิงปิงปิงโอ้สวยมาก เฮ้ยทำไม DRX
Puts
ช่ว
a
งนี้โห
bullet
ด
to the
สุด
back of his brain. That's 3-1 now for DRX.
ช่วงนี้
leading
โหด
nice
จั
and
ด
early.
And you see there how DRX look to try to take the fight. I think across this series, you're going to see DRX be the ones on defense trying to up the tempo, trying to take the engagements to Fnatic. And Fnatic's job is to bait that out, which they did this round, and still be able to hit a site that isn't stacked. That second point, the real problem there. Especially when you're playing against a Yoru. Gate crash, flashback, straight there on A. And that's a massive round for knocking down the economy of Fnatic. They don't really have much to work with, but they can take more risks on a round like this.
Very much all in here, but with that hinder and the dart, you're revealed up. Going to be falling as a result of it here. Mid being pressured and stressed. It is a weaker buy for Fnatic, so they can afford to take these risks.
Boast of the kind of player that loves to mess around with this top mid area. That's why DRX are also putting 3 players in this spot. You want to be wary of it. The EMEA teams love focusing on this area of Sunset on their attack sides, but easily dealt with in this one.
Dynamic duo, really making sure that they can make the most of that one. Now you've handed over a gun to Alpha, a player you do not want to get online. He was dominant in the matchup that they played versus each other, but Mako will ensure that there is no danger, no funny business, nothing that could get out of hand soon enough here. So,
well, Alpha's not even really online there. That was his first kill in the game so far.
เฮ้ยเงยหน้าขึ้นมาก็3-1แล้ว
He's also not someone that we see play a lot of Vice. This is only his 3rd time ever picking up Vice. Last 2 within the last couple months, so you know it's something he's dabbled with a little recently. But you need to see him being able to take those fights over towards B main, rely on his incredible rifling skills. I think he was the highest. I think he was the 2nd highest rated player in the tournament behind Aspas, who obviously had a ridiculous tournament. But after he took that unfortunate breakout with the health complications, when he came back in, don't know whether it was a little bit of lingering health issues or just a bit of rust getting back onto the stage, whatever. He didn't actually perform that great.
เฮ้ย13-1เลยเหรอ
And you're
มากไป
really
เปล่าสวัสดี
relying
นะ
on,
คะ
I
คุณโย
think
ชิ
at
โนะ
least on 2 out of 5 of the players on Fnatic
มากไป
to
มาก
turn up in a match like this.
oh, for sure, because I mean, DRX are going to test you. They're going to take fights often. Come in and Flashback are prime examples of that. They've been set the pace, meta-defining almost from the way that DRX are playing this Waylay Euro composition, and I love that they made this adjustment as well to the Sunset. I haven't liked it when Flashback has been playing the Neon. More of a fan of when they do sync it up with the Yoru, where Flashback is more comfortable. And listen, they are so eager to take those fights and they win them often.
Yeah, I think it also just gives you such great opportunities on the defense side to have those fast rotates come through.
For sure.
Something that was really hurting them on Haven too, where they run the Neon. But it's so sick to see our top 3, a different team from each region, all bringing a different flair to the final 3 of this event. A 4-player stack for DRX to open, but remember, Flashback going to be able to reposition if there was some kind of quick B split on the cards for Fnatic. Not that they run those fast rounds often, but Bosta has been throwing them in a bit more than he was at Toronto, for example.
Very
looking
aggro.
to test. Yeah, getting really aggro. These are opportunities actually for Alpha to try to take one of those engagements, but he's not in the right position to punish this time.
Very aggressive when you still have the cam up, but might not be expected. The entire setup really does hinge on him. He's not going to be pressured unless Chronicle walks about past that box, but mid being contested, Flashback just umming and ahhing, and Chronicle setting this one up for the B split. In through market.
ด่านนี้ไม่น่าใจว่าเป็น
Deal with a trip,
คือ
no one left to
บาง
punish
คน
that
บาง
spot.
ช่วงก็จะเป็นด่านบุก บางช่วงก็จะเป็นด่านกันเนาะ
Unexpected.
แต่ด้วยความที่มันเป็น
Why would you ever
สง
think
สั
that
ย
he
อะ
could
เป็น
be
ด้าเลยไม่แน่
lit
ใจ
up onto this corner?
อุ้ย
It's
อุ้
a
ยอุ้ย
wall of
วิบ
attrition.
นิดหน่อย
Flashback
อุ้ย
trying to deal that damage still.
พี่เดียเต้งอย่า
It's
เพิ่
going
ง
to be cleaned up here. A lot of damage done in the process, no kill claimed, but
ทุกคนเชียร์อะไรกัน
now
นะ
being
คะ
offloaded to Nightfall
เดี๋ยวแพนด้าตั้ง
to lead the charge.
ตั้งคำถามไปก่อน
Horns towards the back. Hyunmin's looking to really speed this one up. He's slowed
Cheer
Fnatic
Pai.
down to a crawl.
เชียร์ไผ่
Just tucked tight, seeing if they can avoid the ire of the opposition. Again, double blinded up. Hinder comes out as a result of it, and Bane locking down one of the extra avenues, ensuring that he buys time for his team to get in.
They are
เชื่อ
so
โอพี่เต้
claustrophobic
โอ
right
แม่น
now.
มาก
They really are. Fnatic are
เฮ้ย
trying to
ส
see
วย
if
ดิ
they
เบ
can find a way
น
to bite and punch their way through this one, but it
อุ้ย
is
อุ้ยแพนทัน
stalled
ไหม
out
แพนทันไหม
entirely. Has to go
เดี๋ยว
down.
เขาให้แพน
Alpha's
ด้
got
วย
a heavy task ahead of him. Has to
เฮ้ย
really
แล้ว
deal
เขา
with
หา
all of
คน
this
เฮ้ย
one. Double dashing crash sheet.
เฮ้ย เดี๋ยวดิ เกิดอะไรขึ้น
From the
ฮะ
side.
โอ้นี่
Saved it when they needed it most.
นี่ยังไงทำไม
That's the
เกิด
reason
อะไร
you've
ขึ้
got
น
to respect him. And DRX taking a couple of extra liberties in that round, pushing deep into B main, into Alpha's territory, and freeing Destroyed. That kill, though, so crucial from Crashies to give him credit, too, because Hyunmin simply forcing a 1v1 in that spot as soon as Crashies planted, had to get the Phantom out and win the duel quickly. It's a necessary round for Fnatic to stay in this one. Utterly absurd that Hyunmin had a second ult to play with as well.
Yeah, he did. He's racking them up at a rapid rate.
Well, he's just farming the orb over by A main as well, right?
Never
He's done
contested,
it again.
yeah.
At the very beginning of this round, he's just gone and got that.
Speaking of contested, up the gut through mid. Overdrive now popped off as well. This could be galvanizing. And how the hell do you deal with this one? If you flash back, you've got to respect that util. It's up to 3 now. He's got to hold them back out towards market. Ajar with the movement. Crashes is just trying to make it awkward, but it's not good enough. Not against the likes of him. Real heat up in form over the course of this tournament. He stamps down his authority over towards the B side. Time being bought for his team to get into the fray, into the fight.
could be winnable here still, actually, with the Steel Garden. We'll see whether Alpha wants to commit it.
Waiting into the back pocket. Corners need to be cleared, though. That's great movement from Kayak.
เฮ้ย
Just a jar again with that movement in time.
ส
But it's
ว
not
ย
enough to overcome. Massive player advantage, and DRX are going to be flexing with it.
Fnatic there choosing to try to take the duels instead, but that's a round where a couple of their players are just not going to be in a good position for the next on the economy. I know it's a weird spot because you're in a 3v5, but when Kaya gets the kill over towards Boba, I think that might even be a chance there of trying to rip an ultimate. Fnatic, though, do tend to be conservative in those kind of moments. They want to spend the ultimates on big, important rounds. And look at this buy. I said that a couple of players would have to eco, but what are we looking at here? 3 players full buy, and then 2 of them full ecoing?
Gonna make a decision.
Okay, they are gonna force in the end,
Force,
but
not force.
swapping the guns all over the... All right, so all light armor, a Stinger and a Spectre it's gross.
Not the best of buys. Definitely scraping at the bottom of the barrel for that one. Again, no contestation over towards A main. It's purely mid-control. The sole focus here for Fnatic. Backing away, Hunter's Fury. They see that one as well. That pressure coming in through into market now to Trip. Really going to be highlighting a lot of these players, and that's just to relieve most of it. Still with Flashback going down, and Alpha soon to collect.
Huge value from the Stinger, isn't it? Able to collect onto Freeing, who's gone pushing out in B main again and died. This is a gift for Fnatic, an absolute gift. They thought they were going to have to use massive amounts of ultimates in this round, and actually, they might get away with it. In a really good position now, 5v3 with full market control.
DRX have a bit of a buffer in the bank, but whether or not they want to go for it, dependent on if they can find some kills. Paranoia is going to be good. Connection onto the 2, forcing Fnatic. Backing up. Digging in deep now into the side to try and hold this one back into the retake. Hyunmin swinging wide. Time is ticking though, and with Hyunmin falling, surely that's it. First domino that was needed. Mako will just try and exit and roll and retreat out, doing damage where he can alongside Bane here. As we were saying, a much needed round for Fnatic and a gift towards some ultimates saved, winning despite the poorer weaponry.
Yeah, not even just saved. Chronicle actually taking that fight towards the end, got his Rolling Thunder online. So now they have a breach ult to work with in the next 2. It'll make the next round
สูสีอยู่นะ
easier, if anything, for
ไม่
Fnatic
สามารถ
to be
รู้
able to
ได้
pull off.
ว่าจะเป็นอย่างไร
Kayak with a huge entry here towards Flashback and Market, but I think Freehan's got to stop going walkabout over there in B main. If you want to be controlling B main and taking the fight to Alpha, to potentially Chronicle, whoever's in that area, you got to have a buddy with you. You can't just be wandering in alone. You're putting so much risk there into the round. By the way, Hyunmin, 3 away from having his 3rd ult online, despite not having a kill. He's literally just picking up this A main ult at the start of every single defense
มัน
round.
จบไปนานแล้ว
This whole game plan from Fnatic, putting the focus onto mid.
13-1 ก็ไปหมดแล้วนะคะ
At the same time, though, DRX not really
มัน
adapting
จ
and
บไป
putting
แล้ว
more
ค่ะ
pressure
ทุก
over
คน
towards Market. They
มันจบ
they
ไป
have
แล้
a
ว
trick there for Flashback to play off, but he wasn't up to it previously.
Oh, Lion Prowler
ไม่ได้
again,
เสีย
that
ไฟ
trip.
ด้วย
Want
แต่
to
มัน
really
จบ
play
ไป
off
แล้
the
ว
back of this one, way out into the open
อุ้ย
of the Steel Garden. You're going to be forced to respect that one. TP
อุ้ย
back
อุ้ย
away.
อุ้ยอุ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ย
Out freeing.
เข้า
Hello.
เข้าผม
Into the hands of Bane.
สวย
That's
ดิ
long distance
อุ้ย
range of
อุ้ย
Free has been
อุ้ย
set
คลา
up
สสิกของโลก
beautifully. Jab
คลาสสิก
hit
คลาสสิก
down.
คลาสสิก
A supplementary fire. Hyunmin,
คลาสสิกโหดจัง
the savior
อะไรวะน่ะ
for his comrade, right when he was being stressed, strained and pressured.
And I take it all back. I
พี่
said
ครับ
that DRX hadn't adapted.
พี่ครับคลาสสิก
It's
แรง
these
จัง
two
เลยครับ
players up here, Freeing
แล้วทำ
and
ไม
Bane,
คลาสสิกของเรา
who
ถึงไม่
actually
แรง
use
แบบนี้บ้าง
Flashback
ล่ะ
as
คะ
bait and then come and swing from
อุ้ยเอาเรื่องเลยว่ะ
to hold on to
โอ้
market
ย
control.
โอ้ยเอา
Hyunmin
โอ้
gets
โอ้
played in the back
แล้ว
as
โด
well.
นแล้วโดน
With his
ท่า
Sand
ของ
Trap.
ของฮอนยินพอดี
They were so ready for that hit to come through, but instead of stacking inside market, they baited and lured
ทำไม
Fnatic
คลาสสิก
in.
ผมไม่
Really
เห็นจะ
nice
แรงแบบ
adjustment
นี้เลย
actually.
ค่ะ
And that without a timeout.
โอ้ยยอมดิน
Let's
ลั่น
go
ว่ะ
one
ทุก
step
คนวัน
further.
เนี้ย
Double trips committed to market.
ไปเว้ย
What are you going to do at the start of this round? There's no point taking the ult off. You've already got your 3rd ult online. And now, yeah, double trip in market.
Yeah.
So really trying to double, triple down on stopping Fnatic from taking this space. Got to imagine that Hyunmin is going to be looking to reactively ult wherever Fnatic decide to end as well. And the buy is shoddy. Fnatic are going for a half.
It's all over the place.
2 Guardians, 2 pistols.
Kayak trying to force the issue as well, trying to take a fight forwards, but that is a good connection. Convergent path is ready. These players are lit up. Hailers around the heads are going to be slowed down. Our fault line not quite good enough, but the bodies, the players ready to swing out and trade anyway. Finding their mark and finding their footing. These are guns reclaimed, but again, it comes from every single angle. Watched for, anticipated, freeing, put in the squeeze.
อุ้ยเอาข้างหลังพี่อุ้ยพี่ชักพี่ชัก
To escape.
พี่ชัก
No way. An exit
He
out
fed
as
back.
well. This is
He
a
looked it.
certainty across the map, but it leaves it in the end all just
เฮ้ย
down
ตอนแรกคิดว่า
Crashies
จะตายแล้วนั่นน่ะแฟนแบ็กอ่ะ
stunned up. Know exactly where he's playing from. It's an essential 1v1, but he misses his chance. And plays it safely with discipline in his mind. Right time for Mako. Then claimed to be main, and now Crashies. Surely it's inevitable. Wrapping pillar, guessing game.
But now it's not planted for him.
It's a major difficulty. Not even really the right weapon for the job, but he just spots it. Freeing back towards it. They
เฮ้ย
spot
ไท
each
มิ่ง
other
เขา
out.
ดีว่ะ
Now getting a
DRX
bit of a
อ่ะ
move on. Smoke layer down. Hawk
ไท
is
มิ่งดีแบบ
broken.
น่าเหลือ
Freeing
เสื้อมาก
defense in his mind. The captain to cover through the smoke. Watching onto the angle. Mako falls.
ส
Freeing
วยดี
gets off just in
โหฟีอิง
time. Deliver
โอ้
that
ฟีอิง
death
ว่ะ
blow and earn
จริงๆ ช่วงเนี้ย
DRX
ครั้งที่แล้วที่แพนด้าเห็นฟีอิง
round.
แข่งกับครั้งที่แล้ว
Respect
อะ
to
แข่ง
Crashies
กับ
for
ใคร
making that one
แข่ง
close.
กับ PRX หรือ
Because
คู่
DRX
ก่อนอะคือแบบ
had them in their palm that
กู้
whole time.
ลุกฆ่า
Look at the way that they're
นั่ง
taking all of these
กู้
fights
ต่อ
up through mid.
ลุกฆ่า
It
แล้ว
is
กู้
a
ต่อ
hard fight from Fnatic, but DRX constantly
Oh.
fighting them, never allowing them to continue to move.
โอ้โห
They just got stuck in mid, fending off attacks from left, right, and center. Second to last round of the half, and Fnatic
Wait.
have weapons to work with. Chronicle still sat on 1 kill. Unusual to see for the winningest player of all time in Valorant, playing for his spot in a second Champs Grand Final.
พรุ่งนี้แพนด้าว่าแพนด้าจะรีบทำงานรีบส่งงานแล้วจะตื่นไปออกกำลังกายนี่
Talk about rounding out the trophy cabinet for Fnatic. Chronicle got tons of trophies back home. Looking for the chance to lift that second here. Mako pressured. Paranoia will have to be offloaded here.
เออ
The
ไท
spacing
มิ่
on
ง
it
ดี
just
จัง
right.
โอ้
Slowed
แพ
it
นด้า
down.
ทำไป
A
เย
bit
อะ
of
แล้ว
fake
โอ้
TP into the corner.
ทุกครั้งที่แพนด้าก้มหน้า แบบเนี้ย
Here comes the breach ultimate.
Rolling
Waylay
under
to respond.
Mako. He's still holding down a conversion path, like you said, and that sets it up
Aye.
beautifully. Mako strikes where it
Aye. Oh.
hurts. Slowed to a
Oh.
crawl once more. And the flood in from DRX
คอนวินใช้
ready
อั
to
น
put
ติ
a
โหด
stop.
คอนวินใช้ท่า
Whatever Fnatic
โห
were
ด
up
มาก
to.
They've been waiting for that the whole time. Hyunmin sat there, feasting on the ult orbs. Throwing bodies in now to try to take down Alpha. You still got to give him a little bit of
Of
worry.
course you do.
40 seconds.
You know
This
how good
guy's
his
a menace.
rifling can be, but Mako squares up to it anyway. It's a 4-piece for him to finish.
And that's the game plan in a nutshell there for DRX, isn't it? You know that the attacking team is using double initiator comps with massive ultimates. So you just farm up your own huge defensive ult, and it counters it completely. And these players are sitting ducks over here. Crashies and Chronicle can do naught but die. And now Fnatic push down onto an eco round again. This has been a disaster of an attack arc for them. Last time these two teams played, Boaster was calling rings around Mako. And now I feel like the prep work has flipped things entirely on its head.
DRX have really come into this one. Primed, ready, round 12, last chance and a half.
The only major weakness has been over here towards B main. But it's been in the mid round, not the early round, when they've baited freeing into going for walks.
Massive group up. Ult earned up as well off the back of that orb. Plenty of them to work with if you're Fnatic.
Bane has the outlaw, 4 players with light armor on the other side. And they are going back over towards mid.
Not ready yet.
Double hold up. Smoke in your face though. What can be broken as a drone used in response of it. Just acknowledge when you're looking for Mako. There's an ult used just to see if they were taking up a bit of that space into main. Prowler forwards again. Nothing else alongside it. It's fake pressure from Fnatic. They're looking to end this one on B.
Yeah, it has actually pulled Hyunmin over towards the A side though. So, still with DRX, having 3 players ready to defend the B split. But Steel Garden's going to force them out.
Steel Garden fault line, slowing it down, freeing. He did get out just in time, but that is a lot of ults being used now. Overdrive!
Oh.
And that's freeing, just putting the bullet straight to the body. And the brain of
Oh.
Kayak. Double
เอ้า
holding up.
เฮ้ย
Hyunmin
เฮ้ย
is
สวยดิ
fast onto the scene of the
ใช้
crime.
สกิล
Now
เอ้า
YouTube one
เฮ้ย
stands from the
เอาว่ะ
bloody break.
อยู่ดีๆ อยู่ดี
Alpha again.
อยู่ดีๆ เขาก็มียานทิพย์
Shouts out his authority onto the round.
โอ้
What a
โห
snap to end round 12.
Alpha has been
เอ้ยทำได้
huge
ยังไง
for
อ่ะ
them in a couple of big
เขาใช้ยาน
moments.
ทิพย์ในการเล็งเหรอ
13
Well,
kills
yeah,
he
they
ends
ain't
with,
got
1 behind Hyunmin, who also had a monstrous beginning. But in terms of rounds on the board, Fnatic are scraping the bottom of the barrel just to get 4.
You can't see my face.
Yes, they lost the pistol, but I think you expect more from Fnatic on their attack sides. This is going to be tough to recover on the next half of Sunset.
Absolutely, it's going to take a lot to recover from that one here. Still down with a deficit, but for now we're sending it down to the floor with one of Coach Milan's biggest supporters.
Et bonjour Paris, hello everyone. I'm very glad to welcome David, Milan's best friend, here with me. So David, first of all, welcome to Paris. It's a pleasure to have you here. And you've been able to see Milan's evolution. He started as an analyst and assistant coach, and now he's back to head coach. So how do you feel about, his evolution? Does he make you proud? What about all those responsibilities that he's having right now?
I'm super proud of him. I think he's always had it in him to be the best coach in the world. He is super willing to learn from everyone in any position. He never thinks he knows it better, and I think
8-4 นะคะ
that's
ใช่ไหม
what makes him such
ส
a
กอ
good
ร์ตอน
coach.
นี้
For sure.
8-4
Donc,
แพน
première
ด้าว่าโอ
question,
เคอยู่เลย
comment est-ce que tu as vu un peu
แต่ประเด็น
l'évolution
คื
de
อ
ton meilleur pote Milan?
เรา
On le
อ่ะจะ
sait,
บุกได้หรือ
il
เป
a
ล่า
commencé
เนี่ย
en
สิ
analyse,
นี่ก็อีก
maintenant
เรื่อง
il
ห
est
นึ่ง
head coach,
เนาะ
il a eu plus de responsabilités. Comment tu vois ça? Je
C'est mais-
suis trop fière de lui. Il a le potentiel d'être l'un des meilleurs coachs du
คือ
monde.
มัน
Et
ขึ้น
surtout, il reste
มันอยู่
curieux
ที่ว่าเราจะ
tout
บุ
le
กได้
temps
ไหม
pour essayer
นี่แหละ
d'apprendre des autres.
เรื่อง
And the
ใหญ่
second
เรื่องใหญ่
question I'm going to ask you is, we know that you both are a very good duo IRL for sure, but what about in-game? Have you guys been able to play together? Who's the best one?
Milan is
13-4 แน่นอนอ่ะฟันมาอีก
but
แล้ว
we
ห
do
นึ่ง
work
ที
well together because he just
ส
makes
วัส
me
ดี
bait
ทุก
for
คน
him,
ด้วยนะคะ
and then he
อย่าง
gets it
ที่
done.
แจ้งไป
You're just
ว่า
the
วันนี้แพ
wingman,
นด้า
right?
เองก็นั่งเชียร์
Just
แต่ก็นั่ง
makes
ปั่น
you go
งาน
in.
ไปด้วยนะ เพราะว่าเป็นคนโลภมากนะคะ อยากจะทำหลายอย่างพร้อมๆกันและทุกอย่างก็ประดังประเดเหลือเกิน
Très bon duo dans la vraie vie, meilleurs amis, mais est-ce
แต่
que
เรา
c'est
ทำ
pareil
ได้
dans le jeu? On a
ถ้า
joué
เรา
un
ผ่าน
petit
วัน
peu
นี้ไปได้
ensemble,
พรุ่ง
Milan
นี้
est
แพนด้า
largement
ก็จะ
meilleur que moi, et il se sert un peu de moi comme d'un bouclier.
ทำไม
humain.
เดดไลน์ทุกอย่าง
Thank you
มัน
so
ต้อง
much,
ไปอยู่
David,
แถ
for
วๆนี้
joining
ด้วย
me,
แพ
and
นด้า
we're
ไม่
gonna
เข้าใจ
see
เลย
if
นะคะ
Fnatic can take the
จะไม่เป็นไร
victory
ค่ะ
on Sunset. See you.
สู้ๆค่ะ หมายถึงว่า DRX นะ และแพนด้าด้วย
Find out.
เย่
They're gonna
ๆ
have to really dig deep, pull this one back. Currently down 4 rounds, but you never know with a pistol round and follow-up. You can always even it up. But for now, two of these teams, and when we've been talking about them being defined by the veteran presences, Boaster, Mako, the core has formed around them. But it is the rookies that define a team like DRX. And Hyunmin,
ขอบคุณมากค่ะ
my
ทุกคนสำ
God,
หรับ
he
กำลัง
saved
ใจ
them in the game the other day, and he is off to an absolute lightning start. He's 14-9 so far, but it's opening half of our lower finals.
I think he got up to 11 kills in like round 6, something like that, when he got his second ult online. And then from there, managed to get a third ult just by farming ult orbs. So, yeah, he was absolutely instrumental in getting DRX up to this lead very early on. And I think you need that. Now, we also don't know what these rookie players are going to be like over the course of a full BO5.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not a sprint, it is a marathon. Not only do you have to start strong, but you have to finish strong too. Here come Fnatic going on a walk down mid to open up their defensive pistol.
It's a bit of a
Spotted
sad
though.
idea. Spotted out. Chronicle has been lying in wait, holding that foul line in case there is that tower's pressure.
Yeah, he's looking for anybody to try to punish in that direction. Playing a very supportive breach in this map. Hasn't really got a chance to get involved in too many of the gunfights himself on even terms. Here's freeing, re-exploring again. Spots that mid setup has been dismantled and calls for his team to come back in that direction.
Crashies walking around here. Will freeing contest it. Will even spot it just the shoulder. Not sure if he saw the signs of life, but
I think Freeing's doing a great job here of giving information to Mako, to the caller, of where the gaps should be. Having spotted the Neon and the breach in mid, you know that they were about to go and follow all of that noise over towards B. They might have just missed the timing though. Chronicle and Boaster are onto this.
big rotations. Fnatic making sure to get reinforcements in place. Over towards A, that's a miss on the dart. Crash is revealed up, so position going to be noted. Haunt is going to be broken on top of it, one way.
They still have the fault line to defend with, and Boaster's paranoia, but Boaster's starting to think it might not be an A finish.
Chronicle is going to come down to reaction times here. He's not holding util, wants to square up and take that fight. Double ups, shoulder to shoulder, him and Crashy. He's doing enough damage. Make sure to slow the approach. DRX really being stalled up, chewed up, and with that C's connecting, trying to spot the
It's
of the essence. No anticipation
Ow!
from Michael, but it's all being covered. Chronicle,
What happened?
Bane trying to batter his way past this one, but with time going down to the shreds and finer
โอ้
moments.
ทันที
It is
ค่ะ
Fnatic claiming that
เฮ้ยทำไม
pistol.
เกิดอะไรขึ้น เราเปิดเคิร์สอะไรหรือเปล่าโอ๊คทำไมเมื่อกี้
There's
วิ
the
ฟเย
goat.
อะจัง
There's the guy who's won all the trophies.
สวัสดีนะคะคุณตาร์
Apart from the champs one, that one's alluded
จริ
in,
งๆชื่อ
but
คุณการ์ดเนาะแต่แพนด้าอ่านตัดไปแล้ว
he's on for it
มันเปลี่ยน
potentially
ไม่
in
ได้
this
แล้ว
tournament.
จริง
Chronicle
โอ้
comes alive
โอ้
here, asked a lot of, doubles up
พี่
with
ก็คมเกิน
Crashy. The two players with the experience of playing in Champs Grand Finals before, and they get it done on the pistol. Fnatic, the kings of comebacks.
อย่าให้เขาเอาได้
Didn't work for them
ถ้าเกิดว่ารอ
yesterday.
บเนี้ยเราถึง9อ่ะ
They went
แพ
out
น
a
ด้า
bit
ว่าไหล
too
ยาว
easy. usually you're seeing them recover all sorts of stuff. They went down 10-1 against DRX and still won on
โอ้
Haven. Just in the playoffs of
เรา
this
บุกยาก
tournament
นะ
alone.
นี่ให้อย่างนั้นน่ะ
Have been defined by it. I mean, remember lock-in. This team knows how to dig deep. They know how to pull it back, and they know that every single game is winnable.
That's a lovely little combo there. Sees over the top. You get confirmation, you get information on the player aftershock. They're forced to peek into the bullets or die. Fnatic starting to heat up here. And like I said earlier, I really think you look at Sunset and Corrode. We haven't even seen Fnatic on those two maps, but DRX are so good at the maps towards the end. Fnatic need these wins early on. At the very least, they need to win on either Sunset or Corrode. And we don't know what comps are going to run. Came out with a new one here today. Might change it up for Corrode, who knows?
For sure.
But more than that, you need the players to be on as well, especially with the way that DRX likes to take those dry fights. On the attack side, though, DRX are going to be running at you, zip-zapping all over the place. Turn your sensitivity up to try to deal with Yunmin and Flashback.
Just try and swap them down, but tricky. Hard to pin them down as players.
Kayak's pulled out the operator, looking over towards elbow, but no dice just yet. DRX instead slowly taking mid-control. Both teams with a pretty similar idea on their attack.
Yeah.
Push the
Focus
defenders
over
out of
towards
mid.
I think it makes a lot of sense as well if Fnatic are running the Vice, because it's not as good as controlling the mid avenues.
Yeah.
You don't have the concrete info of having a trip up.
Yeah, you don't get that cam that can peek through market into mid as well.
Kayak though, this is potentially unexpected, but now he reveals the hand, the operator purchase. DRX now know what's up. Drone's going to be used shortly after, making sure to clear most of the way, and he gets the tag on the Crashies. Prowler to repost and set up Kayak forwards again. This is mid-round information that is critical. Stack of bodies of Fnatic now, leaning over towards B. And top mid. Looks like that's a call to be made here, the 50-second mark for DRX.
Chronicles
สวั
expecting
ส
them
ดี
to
นะ
go
ซุ่ม
market
เชง
here.
Testion
สวัสดี
smoking
ค่ะ
face as
คุณลิโอ
well.
He can
สวัส
swing
ดี
around
คน
and fault
ท
line all of this. But Crashies
ำตอนนี้ตามมา 8-6 แล้ว โอ้ my god
Again, but now this is getting a little bit messy.
ทำไมทุกคน
It's a
บุ
fault
ก
line
ทุก
again.
คนบุก
Sanchez
ยาก
and
ใช่ไหม
avoided sees is good and the paranoia a little bit better, but still.
อุ้ยเราอยากให้เสียโบนัสนะ
Lights out to the last floor to get a recall back just to get tricky with it. Chronicle forced
สวย
out
ดี
into
มา
the
โก้
open. His position noted from
อุ้ยโอ้โห
prior.
ฮอนมินขยับดีมาก
Now Kayak and Crashies.
เซฟเปล่า
No
เซฟดี
intention of holding this one down.
Save
No
off แล้ว
intention of playing this one into the
96
retake. Gonna
แล้ว
save the big
พี่เต้
boomstick
ต้องเจิมแล้วเหรอแพนด้าไม่อยากเลย
for another
ตอนนี้
day.
กำลังปั่นงานอยู่นะ ถ้าเจิมอีกเดี๋ยวแพ
I
นด้า
like
จะ
the
งงกว่าเดิ
idea
ม
from
จัง
Fnatic there that you've got Chronicle in this swing position where he can either
Don't
send a
let-
fault
don't
line
let
down
me
into market or he can turn around and send a
detect
fault
more
line
than
off
นี้
in
นะ
this
คะ ไม่งั้น
direction
จะ
as well.
จะงง
The
มาก
problem
นะจ๊ะ
being that they were incentivized to fight into a crossfire for DRX.
ก็เราข้างล่าง
DRX
เป็น
had already managed to slip into that
แล้วหมาแพน
defense
ด้าเป็น
side
อะไรหรือเป
spawn
ล่า
and it became a brawl in
Mine
very
and
close
Panda.
quarters. If anything there, I think you want Crashies to be the one
แต่เต้เป็นไร
backstabbing and being aggressive rather than the players from Boba looking to try to take the fight. These kind of scraps and small execution errors, probably just a lack of experience really for Fnatic because
I'd
they
agree.
don't want to play on this map very often. It's mad that we have it as our first. But that's because both teams have had it as a permaban at this event at some point. Oh, and that's... I mean, it didn't... Honestly, it didn't end up mattering at all, did it?
Yeah, he didn't care.
Hyunmin's just immediately activated off the back of it.
สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีนะคะคุณแพรวา
Weapons still online for Fnatic. Yet to get up to any of those ultimates. Kayak would love to get himself into a position where he can actually take some fights. He was holding the whole of A main in the previous round, and that's still really good information for Fnatic to call around. But you also just want to put your star player in a spot where they can get kills on the board. Early drone pushes back Alfia towards B main. Kayak investigating, curious.
น้องๆเชียร์ที่ชั้นล่างเหรอ
Again, mid being left
เป็นการ
entirely
เชียร์ที่
open.
แบบโหยหวนที่สุดและทรมาน
Full
มาก
extremity control is the name of the game for Fnatic. I mean, they've got the op line, they've got A main control for now.
Kayak got himself onto a fairly deep position. And Bane's already used the drone early on.
น้องแพนด้า
and
ทร
pushed
มานมาก
Alfia off. So that means they don't have the same level of tools to deal with Kayak. Kayak can be pretty confident on this spot, but again, like I said, the kills are just not going his way. He's got himself on a good line, but that's not
ๆ
where
ขออนุญาต
DRX
นะ
are
คะ
looking
เดี๋
to
ยว
go.
ขอข
Full
ยับนิด
contact, so brave when you know that Kayak is holding on to the operator. And Alpha, rifle aim tested. Hyunmin with the trade. Chronicle, it's a phone line up towards the top section of mid, and the kills. They claim at least, and the space is there for DRX. Flashback. See if he can take that
Ui.
fight, but Kayak finally spotted and reveals his hand. He's doubled up. has some backup. Bane looking to bait. Shoulder just peeking out, but you really want to test
Ui.
that guy, Kayak.
วิ97แล้วอ่ะ
Crashes with the follow-up, that 1-2 punch.
97แล้ว
Nice ideas from both teams, in my
Oh, God.
opinion. DRX trying to contact onto Fnatic and caught two players really off guard. The first one, they
ก็
got
อยากจะ
on,
ออกไปเที่ยวอ่ะ
managed to find a jump
แต่แพนด้าไม่
into
ว่างไง
market,
คะ
right? They overwhelmed Alpha a little, went 1-for-1 in that spot. And then Flashback goes and tests Chronicle.
But-
Got ourselves a small tech pause. But of course, the adjustment coming out there from Kayak is lovely too. Just getting himself more involved in what's actually happening, rather than just getting posted up for info.
Not playing a passive game here. Fnatic, early days yet on his half, but showing good signs that they're calling around the way that DRX are playing. I've already noticed as well a bit of a change in DRX's play, I think, on their attack side, because when they initially played against Fnatic, you're seeing evidence of Fnatic trying to fight them forwards a lot, trying to pull util out of them. And DRX are opting into a lot of contact plays, trying to save util, trying to get into positions to pounce when they spot a target.
Yeah.
Why the operator is so good in the hands of Kayak. It's a really good pickup.
Yeah. I think that's also just, it suits DRX's comp. You want to contact at the start of the rounds and then explode as soon as you get into position to exec a site. But while we got a tech pause, just...
Hello.
Hey. Hey, very good, very good. I mean, it is another incredible end to an event here at Champions. Like I was saying earlier, a top three, all from different regions. Again, showcasing how global a game is. DRX looking to take their third trophy for Pacific this year. Each one would have been lifted by a different team as well.
Yeah,
T1, then PaperX, then DRX, and then Fnatic. All-time greats, really, aren't they? They're the best team, the greatest team of all time, but have never quite been able to get across the line when it comes to Champions, the biggest event that we have in Valorant.
Absolutely. It would be the thing that would complete the cabinet for them. A bit of a trifecta. They've got lock-in, never to be repeated.
Yeah.
Masters. Rounded out with champs would be a dream for them, but still one more contender in the face of them. That is that underdog of DRX. And this is a team been scary, honestly. The Slayers are the first seed. Bit of a rollback in a round. Not too sure why.
Yeah. Well, we had a crash on the DRX side, so we've got a round rollback
There
here.
you go.
Didn't catch it while the round was live, but that's a devastating one because Fnatic had a really nice answer there and Kayak had sick individual impact, so he's going to have to try to replicate that just to get the gap back down to between two.
Good tidings here for Fnatic. War further back. Alpha can't really kill the clone in time, so it's unfortunate for him. Triggered early. Now primed, ready for the pounce. Bit of an exec coming through. Thorns to slow it down. Hyunmin, it's not Favor trying to take a fight like that. Will recall all the way back into it. Still, it's going even, not quite. Scales being tipped in the favor of Fnatic, all at the back of Alpha Year. Doing some heavy lifting now, 17-11. Mori falls down, back to that spectator seat. Plant still down for DRX. Looking to retreat back.
Yeah, dropping off in this position is dangerous because Boaster still has a smoke.
Yeah, smoke's
or at least
up.
he will do. He's already used one, but the next one's going to be coming back online very shortly.
Dialed up in a few. Fault line to clear most of the way, spotting out the players. Hyunmin wants a chance to shine here for Boaster. What a shot. Adjustment though from Bane. Micro flicker. That! And it's really just Bane can't quite wrangle control of that rifle in time for Fnatic. An instant answer back after that unfortunate rollback at a round.
Anytime you get Alpha in spots like that, where he's pissed off about something, he just activates, man.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely refuses to lose in these kind of situations. His attitude is one of a winner. And he's popping off at Jake at the end there as well. I think that's what was really missing, actually, in Fnatic's game against NRG. It was a mentality issue. It felt like there was no one player who would make the big play and rally the team behind them. I know that Pansy and Mike were talking about it as well, but it usually is somebody like Alfia.
Yeah.
And he's at the top of the table right now. Tucking behind, dodging the recon dart as Kayak gets played in a little here as well. You see both Thorns and the wall set up to stop a market split. So Fnatic's setup really heavy around B main control.
B main control freeing, hold on. Might be surprised sorely here. Okay, well he still ends up finding out one. A deep push of Alpha, almost anticipating there would be a second player with him, because why would Alpha be playing that brave and brazen up towards main?
I think he might have even caught a glimpse of Kayak, just for a moment.
Gearing up for the B split.
Yeah, he found the perfect line there, didn't he? Kayak's going to find it hard to get out of this spot, even as Neon. He's got to land the first.
First shot goes wide, it just was not there, and you called it, Josh. You said it, spoke it into motion, freeing. Sent him packing. Head slams back to the seat, same can be said for Boaster here. An instant answer. What an entry from DRX.
They dealt with that challenge so cleanly. We're talking about freeing going walkabouts in B main on the defense side, but they're on attack. He just finds the perfect little angle. A Fnatic are trying to set up a crossfire where Kayak's watching the left side so that Alpha can focus on main. And again, maybe it's just a bit of inexperience on the map. Maybe it's not quite knowing the angles and how an attacker would peek into that situation. Maybe Alpha should be a couple steps further forward so his back's covered. But the reality of the situation is that Freeing was able to dismantle that easily without being traded. And now the task is just to hold on to guns because Boaster and Alpha have very little money to work with.
Yeah, they need these two rifles if they want to get a buy going for the next. A few players have built up the bank, but still that pressure coming through. We'll see if Freeing decides to take
อ้าว
that fight
หัน
from
มา
the
อีกที
swing.
10-7 แล้ว
Look up. They're happy to let them keep him.
Yeah, funky little smoke there towards the end. Yeah, I mean, Alpha just not quite having his backwatch there, maybe starting to adjust the setup. And Kayak misses his shot, which could have bailed him out. They still have enough funds to be able to go for the op. Boaster has a stinger, willing to take the knock for his team.
ยินดีต้อนรับ
His
เป็น
job
เขาโซฟ
is to make the others on his squad shine. And look at this
เอ้ย
defensive
กำลัง
setup.
ตึงเลย
It's almost identical
ห่าง
here
กัน
in
อยู่
terms of
3
where
ลาว
the
นะ
ball
คะ
is positioned from Alpha. Yeah, Thorns
จาก
as
ตอนแรก
well.
ห่างอยู่
But
4
Kayak
ลาว
early on taking the op to look over towards
แต่
tiles.
โอเคมากแล้วล่ะ ตอนแรกคิดว่าจะห่างเยอะกว่า
Done a
นี้
really good job at the start of these rounds of not really showing face anywhere.
No.
It's hard to anticipate where they're going to end.
Slow to a crawl. Like you said, always sowing that misinformation, question marks across the map. Despite the operator in the hands of Fnatic, it's a pretty good tool for gaining mid-round information. Makes the calling a little bit easier when Kayak can get posted, but
But they haven't been walking into it.
no.
The one round where we saw him really get active was the round that didn't count.
Stunted, crashes, is putting on a brave face over towards A. Let's have Chronicle by his side. He could peel with a bit of info if he's feeling the pressure, but DRX are taking it now towards this operator again. Kayak has been posted all game long. Had a few chances. Smoke in his face, though, denies him. The sight line.
They're going to contact through that.
They're walking all the way through. It's a flash forwards again, but that has just gone wide again with a shot. Flash didn't even connect it to the first
เฮ้ย
place. But what a
ทำได้ไง
start.
อ่ะ
Follows there. Fnatic
ไม่
filling
เอา
in the
ดิ
gaps, making sure
เลิก
that
ใช้
they
ได้แล้ว เอ้า
reinforce all the available areas where there could be that weak spot. Double dash forwards again, freeing,
สวยดี
doing
ฟิง
some damage. Carving out a path to success into
ว่าไป
the
ไม่
flashback.
ต้องผ่านไม่ต้องผ่านตรง
TP
นั้น
as
น่ะ
well, just to get
เออ
into the
สวย
cross. Has that spike in his hands.
เจอหมด
And now a
เข้า
fight
ไซด์หมด
forwards
ใช้
again,
อันติ
conversion paths. This sort of
แต่อันติไม่โดน
connection just into the back. Chronicle was a
คนอื่น
sit
คนอื่นไม่โดน
in
ระวัง
top.
โอ้
No help, no bailout, but Boaster will at least answer
จริงเย
back.
อะอย่างแรง
Flashback and free now in a
2-3
2v3.
แล้ว
Nightfall
Really
now
shanty
used.
เลยเหรอ
Get some more information. It's going to be 2 tags.
เอาไง
Plenty more where that came
Ping
from now. You
from
can see
back,
it. Fnatic gearing
back.
up. One
Everybody
step
you can
after
do it
another, the TP forwards. No
Unheard.
sound cues. Freeing. It's all come
สวย
down to reaction. He's not going to
สวยดิ
be knowing exactly where Boaster's
วัน
playing.
1v1
They
situation
slip the
น่ะ
net into a 1v1
Ping.
now, but time ticking away onto the defuse. Half earned. Boaster taps, trying to pull
สวย
Freeing
สวย
out
สวย
wide and into the
ส
open,
วย
but he doesn't expect it. Not from behind, like a dagger in the back. It's
อันนั้น
Freeing
40
to earn DRX
แต่ละคน
11.
ทำไมเดี๋ยวสกอร์มันเปลี่ยนไป
Such a
เรื่
good
อยๆเลย
idea
นะ
from Boaster.
ใจเย็น
But
นะ
he
ทุกคน
doesn't
นะ
double swing with his teammates into
ทุกคนคะ
Freeing
สกอร์
first.
ครั้งเดียวได้แค่ครั้งเดียวนะคะ ทุกคนจะเปลี่ยนสกอร์ไปเรื่อยๆไม่ได้นะ
And instead put pressure around the back. He
แบบ
finds
นั้
a
นไม่อ
really
นุ
good
มัติ
kill
นะ
onto flashback.
เห็นปะ
But he's not there to help his team get through. Maybe just expecting the others to double up together and trade out. But
อะ
the
ไรอ่ะ
execution
ผมส้ม
of
เชีย
a
ร์เชียร์
game
เชียร์ฟานาติก
in
เหรอ
critical moments.
พี่เข้มคุณฟานาติก
Allowing
เหรอ
just a small avenue and DRX take it.
มาเติมทิ้งไว้แล้วจุ่ม
like
ครับ
that.
แง้แล้วท็อปต่อ
DRX
แป๊บ
have been
โชคดีนะคะกับแล็ปท็อป
immaculate
อะ
at
พิงด้า
this
เองก็นั่ง
A normal team, Brent. What are they going to win?
นั่ง
About
ม่วนอยู่กับงาน
50% of
เขีย
their
นอยู่
1v1s? I mean, if you're good,
Eh.
sure, maybe it'd
Yeah.
be a bit higher than that. DRX have been
Okay.
winning 79%
Okay.
of their 1v1s at this tournament. It's absolutely absurd.
It's largely off the back of this Hyunmin flashback. Dynamic duo. Hyunmin, he'll dash in if he doesn't feel comfortable taking a fight. He'll recall back and he'll set up flashback as well for the entry, getting information in the process. So you know, DRX, not only do they have the shooters, but they're also setting each other up for success constantly. It's a comp that just plays entirely into their wheelhouse, and you can feel the pressure it's putting onto Fnatic. In a matchup like this, unfamiliar territory, it's shaky ground to begin in this best of 5. And it's worth reiterating, it is a best of 5. It's going to be a long haul, a marathon, really. Something that the rookies on DRX are not going to
แต่
be
เจิม
too
ครั้งนี้น่าจะ
experienced
ติด
with.
เกิน
No, there is a possibility that they could burn
แพ
themselves
นด้า
out
ว่า
a
ส
little
น
bit
ติไม่น่า
and not have that
ไม่รู้ว่า
towards
ไม่
the
อยาก
end
เติม
where
เลย
you
อ่ะแต่แพน
really
ด้าว่า
need
10-30
to put your opponent away, especially a team that's used to
ใช่ปะ
comebacks like Fnatic. But at the
โอเค
same
ปะ
time, the final 2 maps are just so
แต่ไม่อยาก
stacked
เติม
for
เลยอ่ะ
DRX.
แต่เติม
It
ไปแล้ว
feels like it on paper. Favored for the underdog.
ไม่อยากเติมเลยอ่ะ
Carry forwards all the way to a grand final
นะคะ
to keep that lower
เดี๋ยว
bracket
เราจะได้ลอง
run
ดู
dream alive.
แล้วฟีอิงมาพร้อมกับ
Walking
เอา
down
รอ
mid.
นะคะ
We talked about
ทาง
the
ฝั่ง
fact that
ของ
in
แฟน
tough
ติกนี่ก็
moments,
คือฮา
he's
ฟบาย
often the
มา
player
นะคะ
that drags
แล้วก็
Fnatic kicking
มิด
and
ค่ะ ยัด
screaming
ที่มิด
forward to
นะ
believe.
Walkabouts,
แล้วเจอเอ้า
walkabouts, guardian in hand. Kicking
แล้วเห็น
and
ไหม
screaming, you might have just done it, but surely
เอาไม่โดนอ่ะ
Where did the...
I'm not too sure.
อ้าวอุ้ยไม่เจิมแล้วเนี่ยวิบเลย
2-5 on that one.
ยังไม่ทันทำอะไรเลยวิบแล้ว โอ้ my god whose fault is that
Moving. Bit of
Whose
inaccuracy
fault?
there, but what a mistake to make.
ใครผิดอ่ะ
Like this, when a weaponry
ความผิดใครคะ
really getting quite tight for Fnatic still. Bane willing to take point now. Answer back for his team. Still, Guns not able to be reclaimed from spots like that, but rapidly approaching. This is Fnatic now trying to apply the pressure and the squeeze. Paranoia and forwards. Kayak's damage done, but inside the spawn. Flashbacks no more. It's up to Bane now in a 1v3. Ults against him. Steel Garner will push him out to the outer reaches of the site. Kayak as well going to be that human drone. Gets the info, exactly what they needed, and now Discipline played for, trying to set this one up to 3-2-1 and swinging past it. Fnatic are not done yet.
Even with the best clutcher of the tournament on the other side, Bane has
ได้
been
ยังไง
immaculate. Fnatic persevere.
ไม่น่าไม่เจิม
3v1
แล้ว
played
ไม่
that
พูด
beautifully.
ไม่พูด
Kayak putting his body on the line and setting up
no
with Discipline
talking
to
no
close out.
talking
Mastercard
no
thrifty.
talking แล้ว
And it's Alpha
No
again to
talking
me.
now.
He constantly is the playmaker in these kind of moments. Is he moving? Is that what causes the inaccuracy? What's
oh my god โอ้
shot aim punched?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
oh my god ถามเมื่อกี้
The first shot just straight up missed, I think. Maybe a bit of movement inaccuracy. That is
จากเมื่อกี้แต่ไม่ได้ความเจ็บปวด
Fnatic getting themselves in a position to be able to win that one with low
ผมเลือกพระอาทิตย์เหรออันนี้อบโซเจิมให้ใช่
pushing down.
Yeah.
แล้วเขาไปรู้เว้ย แล้วเขาวิ่งผิดไซส์ แล้วเขาอันติผิดไซส์ แล้วเขารู้แล้วว่าจะมาไซส์นี้ แล้วไซส์นี้โล่งเลย เพราะเขาไปอยู่ตรงนู้นกันหมดแล้ว แล้วเขามาแล้ว
Ton of info. Backside control, running Thunder. This is committed nice and early. Push back. Again, not allowing for that plan to go down, to get it into the post plan once more. Still with that U-tilt up. Wall into your face in close quarter combat. That's where it's going to be thriving now. Hunter's Fury and they're towards it. And there is no comfortable ground to stand. DRX, they fill up the feed and get to that 12.
They absorbed that rolling thunder beautifully. All backed up, stabilized, and then counterpunched. Smacked Fnatic with a silver ultimate of their own and just won so many of the duels. DRX has got some shooters, as does Fnatic, but rounds like this, all of the important kills going the way of the Korean squad. Nods of approval from the coaching booth. This was supposed to be a difficult map for them. This one that they've been banning repeatedly. Even Paperthin didn't quite have hope here to start, and DRX are up to map point.
That's right, one more round for an unreal opener here. The best of 5 lower finals, pressure into the corner. Alpha, yeah, spotted out. There's that recall, and look at it. They just follow it. The sight lines onto the minimap. The blind is good. The rifle aim could be a little bit better, but still, it's the kill that counts.
Oh, and now a little bit of patience called by Mako. A 5v3 on the verge of winning map 1 of the lower bracket final, and he just makes sure everybody is calm and resets. There are no mistakes to be made here. No opportunities for Fnatic to get back in. They've had to spread the defenders back out. And Chronicle alone with a stinger in the right place at the wrong time.
Be the sole recipient of this one, Mako. To not use just to clear that front section of sight. Sees the all clear. Smoke layered down. There's possibilities and potential to play in this one, but no one's really home. Towards the back, still umming and ahhing. DRX though will be able to lay claim to most of this site now. And Kayak is there, operator in hand, still finds it. Flashback now, left to answer back. Can he do it? Can he get it done? The reactions are fast as anything, and surely this is it. TP backing away, Kayak all on his shoulders to survive in our opening map here. The DRX just like that, they scatter, peel up the rug, peel up the curtain. DRX don't want to give any more opening fights, no more engagements. They want to play this one with discipline. They want to make that statement. And what a statement it is, leading this best of five finals with a win on Sunset.
เจ้าหน้าที่ผมให้เลยแบบนั้น
We said it was going to be unfamiliar territory.
มันจะมีวันที่โอฟโซฟทำถูกไหมเนี่ยแพนด้า
DRX
ว่า
came out with a bang,
แพนด้าว่าโอฟโซ
8-4
ต้อง
lead, and they've kept it going.
Don't take
Corona, the
Gambling
next map
mind,
coming
isn't
up. We've never seen Fnatic on it at this tournament either.
ไปครับแบบแรก
But they're
แบบแรกชนะ ช่วงเวลาที่กำลังจะไปแบบสองแพนด้าขออนุญาตปั่นงานแบบรัวๆเร็วๆแรงๆเลยอบโอเคปะช่วงเวลาที่จะเข้าแบบต่อไปแพนด้าจะแบบว่าแพนด้าจะรัวเร็วแรงเลยค่ะหมายถึงว่าเอ๊ะพูดแล้วดูแปลกๆเนาะหมายถึงว่าแพนด้าจะรีบทำงานพิมพ์แบบเร็วๆไปก่อนปั่นงานว่ะก่อนปั่นงานโอ้มีใครได้ยินเสียงก๊อกไหมคะโอ้เดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้แพนด้าว่าแพนด้าตื่นมาแพนด้าจะออกกำลังแล้วค่ะเดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้จะออกไปวิ่งสักตอนเช้าทุกคนเองก็อย่าลืมออกกำลังกายกันด้วยนะคะอย่าบอกให้ร่างกายแหลกสลายฝากวิ่งด้วย เดี๋ยวเด้ทุกคนเองก็วิ่งได้เอ๊ะคืออะไรทุกคนเองก็วิ่งได้ ตัวเชียร์มันเกินแล้วออกแรงทำเป็นบอลแล็ปท็อปต่างๆครับ คุณเชียร์ขนาดไหนแล็ปท็อปคุณมันจะระเบิดขนาดนั้นเลยเหรอถามจริง ขอให้จบแบบนี้เร็วๆแบบ DRX ชนะรัวๆเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวแบบอื่นแพนด้าจะไม่อยู่อีกชั่วโมงหนึ่งแล้วแพนด้าจะกลับมาอีกทีประมาณ3 ทุ่มนะคะแซดแซดบ่อย ทุกอย่างมันลุมมาตุ้ม ทุกอย่างมันลุมมาตุ้มแต่ไม่เป็นไรนะคะ เราทำได้ เชียร์มันไงพี่เต้หมายถึงเชียร์อะไรหมายถึงว่าเชียร์ตัวเองเหรอ อะไรอ่ะเกิดอะไรขึ้นนะพี่ยอดใช้อำนาจโดยใช่เหตุเหรอ พี่ยอดส่งใครไปเหรอ พี่ยอดส่งโอริโอไปเหรอไปพี่เต้ โอ้ยมีคนใช้อำนาจโดยมิชอบแพนด้าส่งไปให้ ไปอยู่ด้วยกันอุ้ยลืมเปิดเสียงครับขออภัย
I'm interested to see where this wall goes. Chronicle, 2 rounds now, has been putting it over towards B main. I would expect Fnatic to go and put it in mid for the majority of their attack side. But they might be trying to condition early on. There's this vibe wall I'm discussing over towards B here. They might be trying to condition early on that there's going to be a
ขอ
lot
อ
of
ภัย
pressure
ด้วย
over
สอง
towards B
เรา
main.
แล้วพ
And
นั
that
เอ้า
should
พนัติก
open up mid and A later on in the
เฮ้ย
half. At the moment, though,
เอ้ยขอบ
they're
คุณ
just
นะคะ
having
ทุ
to
กคน
take
ทุกคนน่า
mid
รักมา
control
ก
off the back of Boaster's
ขอบคุณ
smokes.
ที่คอยช่วยเตือนแพ
And
นด้า
that is
ด้วย
quite a bit harder. At the moment,
ผมได้รับความเป็นธรรม
Oh, and Alpha just takes a peek. Not
หรือจะส่งไปอยู่
anticipated,
ด้วย
not
กันดี
expected. What a
นะ
mistake for Mako to make.
จริงๆไปอยู่ด้วยกันทั้ง
Youngmin
คู่
looks
ก็
to
ไม่
again
แย่
see if he
เนาะ
can answer back,
Ui,
but as he's peeking for the
ไม่เอา
info
ดิ
guy,
อย่า
wins
บอก
the
นะว่าแมป
engagement.
3 แมป
Critical
4 แม
win
ป 5 แมป
comes.
6
Being met here for Fnatic's
เต้
bonus
ปั่นงาน
round.
ตึงๆเลยใช่แล้วล่ะ
Talked about it. You've got to be winning those 1v1s. DRX have been capturing that lightning in a bottle with the way that they've been playing.
Well, Mako was just unaware for the first,
For
wasn't he?
sure.
Flashback, if there was going to be a hero, a savior, it would be
my.
him.
Boaster.
Doesn't have the spike this
Spotted
time.
Yeah, signs of life there, and even jump spotting over, so he ensures and knows now that Flashback has drifted in. The flank pestering, and so many unknowns right now for DRX. I mean, they've got 2 players anchoring over towards A still. At this point, with the size of the map, you're looking at a save.
Yeah, you just have to save in this position. Fnatic have managed to work themselves a very nice round there. And Alpha was just so unexpected over towards A main. I think, again, that's the pressure that they've applied early in terms of going for B splits, going for mid control. They were very noisy through mid. 2 stars and a haunt. And the wall itself, the Viper wall, is on B. So Marco probably just thinking that they're set up to take some mid and B pressure. Not anticipating Alpha walking up, full contacting. Early as well. Very confident.
It's pretty critical here for Fnatic. We know they're a team with that resilience. They've been in positions back against the wall at times before. Flashback. I don't know if you want to contest with this guy. Still through the wall, he will eventually be peppered down. But 3-0 early bonus conversion for Fnatic is massive for them. Best foot forwards after going down a map here in a best of 5. And this is where you start to see the experience shine through a little bit. They've been in tough spots like this.
Yeah, I think the deeper the series goes, the more you're expecting the experience on Fnatic to start shining. Having said that, though, we've talked a lot about how this is going to tie the best that DRX has ever done. They haven't made it to a big final. This is also the best the Fnatic have ever done at Champs.
Yeah.
They've never made it to a podium spot before. DRX looking to try to take the fight to them in mid on a bit more of an eco round.
See them really squaring up. Look at that, the recall is popped off again, but it's haphazard, really thrown together at the last minute. But that blind is good. The damage not quite with the follow-up. Instant reaction called for here by Fnatic. Moving over towards B. Leaves it into the hands of Freeing, but he doesn't have a weapon for it. Only the full armor. Has the util though to try and slow them down. Everybody goes over the wall at the same time. The blind is even better. Bane drifting back and away here to trade intact here from Crashies and Chronicle. They combine their might, and that is a foul concoction to deliver death down to DRX.
Fnatic keep all of that momentum and pace going. Happy to dispel this fight happening over towards mid. And again, the Viper wall being used on B. Chronicle really sticking to his guts with this one. 6-0 beginning for the Viper player, and final kill.
โอ้ my god ฟานาติก13 ไม่แน่นะ ถ้าเกิดว่า 5 แล้ว
This
อ่ะ
round,
แพ
though,
นด้าว่า
DRX
DRX
finally
ตาม
get
มาได้
rifles back up. So this is our first proper
Ih,
rifle v
pengen.
rifle round. Flashback with an op as well at A link.
Looking towards it.
Haunt not broken. Hyunmin can't get out until just now.
It's not the best line as well. Look at the uncertainty in the way that Flashback's aiming. Like him down the reactions as well. Boaster is really quite brave. The reload hurts.
Yeah, but also a massive force on the refract. Hyunmin using that really early in the round.
Yeah, Crash going to be fading soon enough. Fnatic though looking to see if they can increase the pace. Kayak's in all the way forward. I mean, this guy completely ISO from the rest of his team. Doesn't matter. One-man army comes in.
Bane had util in his hands. He wasn't expecting them to be all the way on site already.
And his pace is just so unorthodox for the way that Fnatic like to play. Normally the slow siege, normally the ones to take their time, but return at least to kill going his way. Dimensional Drift now is going to get that extra information. 1, 2, 3 players spotted, looking for the 4th, but he's found it. Now going to be calling for the rest of his team to see if they can collect these kills. Oh, that's a good blind. Flashback, exits, Crashies! Delivering and raining down and laying onto him. Goes both ways, and now in a 2v3. Still all onto Hyunmin, Mako. See if they can find a way back past this one, but the smoke only just earned up, and Alpha's ready. He's got the shorty, held in hands, ready for the peak.
And the mentality is starting to shift on Fnatic. Any time that they're in a bit of a winning streak, you're going to see the energy and the mood go up massively. But DRX are making some huge mistakes to allow Fnatic in here. We saw Alpha get the walk up over towards A main and get the kill on Mako round 3, I think that was.
Nice, come on!
Here in round 5, Bane has got util in his hands. He's just not expecting Kayak to be as deep as he actually
the timing is insane.
They're really missing, though, the cues on when Fnatic are looking to try to take space and fight.
DRX doesn't get easier for them.
No real shields to work with.
Oh my god, I mean, they picked apart.
Yeah, that's just a kill through a wall as well. Boaster's been spraying that. Was looking to put the damage on Hyunmin in the previous round. And Alpha throwing away the gun to make sure the DRX can't pick anything up as they backfill some space in A main. It's been clinical so far in this attack half for Fnatic.
Just with the Sheriff, spots a player, that is a nasty shot. Tries to adjust the aim in time. Cooling down the Sheriff, but unfortunate. Not able to get that second. It's all Fnatic again. Laying claim over towards the site. Doubled up now by DRX Alpha. It would have been contested with this guy. Hinder dropped down as well, 5 HP. Shorty, in your face. Hyunmin picks up the upgrade, but again, plant down. Fnatic fully drilled in and now looking to see if they can do that extra damage. Hyunmin realizing he can't play for this one. And it needs to be a call, a pause, a tactical intervention really from the coaching staff at this point. This is DRX just bleeding out.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one, because I think it's not just that DRX are playing their own game but making a couple of mistakes or Fnatic are out shooting them. DRX have got the wrong read entirely on the tempo that Fnatic want to play at, the style they want to play as well.
มาละ
They don't have
อุ๊ยตึงเลย
footage
เลยเหรอ
of Fnatic playing
06
this
เลยเหร
map.
อ โอ้ my god
Champions,
แล้ว
but
เขา
it's
โหล
not
ดอะ
like
เขาโหลด
that's
DRX
not
เป็น
from
คน
having a
เลือก
great
มาด้วย
result
นะ
on Sunset. Both
แม
of
ป
them
เขาเรา
have.
เก่งตลอดเลย
Sunset
โอ้เว้ย
and Corrode. We hadn't seen Fnatic play here at Champs.
โอ้โห
But Fnatic,
06เลย
as
เหรอ
the desk was pointing out, we're having a lot of
โอ้
domestic
ตะ
success, or at least a
แม
little
ป
bit
เขา
of
เราเก่ง
domestic
อีกแล้ว
success. 2 and
เข้าสูตร
0
เดิม
on Corrode, the 2 times that they pulled it out in EMEA. And those teams that they beat, the fans of those teams that they beat as well, in a very familiar spot actually, rooting for Fnatic to save the region in another end of a tournament.
For sure, the weight of expectations, and that goes both ways. DRX and Fnatic, but weight and expectations, you're carrying the hopes and dreams of your region to really get something done. It's been a hot minute for EMEA.
It's been a long time. And I mean, an even longer time if you want to talk about a non-Fnatic team lifting a trophy.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to go back to 2022 Copenhagen for FPX. And I mean, before that even, you're looking at Chronicle actually lifting the trophy and almost lifting a Champions Trophy in 2021. So they've got a huge amount of experience. They've been around the block. This team has gathered together huge talents from all across their region. And in fact, outside of their region when it comes to crashes. And they're managing to recover here really nicely in map 2. Pressure's on DRX, that's why they're taking the attack time out here. I personally would like to see them try to take the fight over towards mid a little more, but I think a big problem is just that horn. You're going to have to do a delayed refight into mid. And I would imagine that Boaster's going to call a reaction, like a quick reaction off the back of that, because the tempo that he's calling here is faster than usual. He's not doing those 30-second execs. He's hitting the site around the minute mark.
That's really catching DRX off guard. All turned up as well for Alpha. The troubles don't stop.
Well, they're gonna,
DRX at least.
They're trying to contest this Viper wall. This is the big threat. They want more information over towards B main.
Upping this line though, again. Put a wall in your face. Prowler is hard to clear you out.
Yeah, it's just going to be a horrible time. They also want to try to defend this ult op. There's 3 players, 1 away from an ult.
Tap, clone broken early, so the wall will remain intact.
Crashy's got his ult online. Fnatic with a huge opportunity to snowball.
Gearing up for the exec.
Hyunmin is nowhere near to counter ult.
Flashback. There's no way you're taking this peak, man. I mean, you're crouched up onto this one. It all comes down to who spots who first.
Can't they see the gun?
Double lined up there. Surely they can. Got to be expecting and reading this one to get bullets to the dome. Only saved by the box there, but now you can be feeling it. Heat turned up. It's Fnatic sending this one flying forwards. Thorn's going to be used to try and slow the approach, but it's still guarding all the weapons torn away out of the hands of these DRX players. It's up to them now to put a stop to it, but again, they go over the wall together. Emphasis being placed, and the gun just does not come back in time. Might set up for success once more. Fnatic are coming into this one drilled, ready. Discipline in their hearts. Gonna lay claim to most of this one here. Already with that side control, still feeling uncomfortable as a Hinder does connect, and DRX should be surely getting this one. No way! Boaster not anticipated, not even expected. It's 7 rounds in a row, despite the timeout, despite the pause. DRX still left reeling.
แมปเขาเราเก่ง
Dream
แต่
just
เขาก็
caught in elbow, unable to use his primary weapon.
ลงไปอีกรอบไป
Boaster and Crashy's feasting on sight. Wow.
โอ้แต่ศูนย์เลยเหรอโอ้โหโอ้ my
Even it from across the stage, a 7.
เขาเต้นเอาขาขอให้ขาเครียดขอให้ขาเครียด
You know it is. That's crazy.
เอาดิ
Lad, okay.
เอาดิ12ก็ยังเคยกลับมาได้
Turn around though as well. You can see the mentality.
12ก็ยังเคยกลับมาได้
I
แบบ
don't
นี้แบบ
understand
บุ
what
ก
DRX are up
แบบ
to
นี้
over
แบบบุ
towards
ก
B main here. if you want to go for a refight with the Waylay and a Paranoia or something like that, fair enough, but I mean, they're just pushing their face into a Viper wall that can go up and down repeatedly. There's the C's, here's the refight.
Kayak, Gatecrash is going to be fading momentarily, will be forced to use it.
Yunmin didn't even commit to that, but fair enough, Kayak gets out of there anyway, and I guess they can feel a little more confident that it's not going towards B. Yunmin starts to back away, but the A site has not been well defended either.
No, you have the Thorns and just flashback, umming and ahhing, trying to hold this one back. Slower approach, and now you see with the Utils sent forwards, that's going to give the right timing, at least for DRX, to start to see if they can flood their way back in. Cosmic Divide cuts it up in through that link area, TP back and away. Reinforcements arriving for DRX here, but they don't have the weaponry still. Will it stop them? TP now into the corner. Maka wants a little bit more extra info. Nightfall even being that committed.
Oh, he stuck it.
He's hard stuck it! What a risk to be made again, but it's got that watchful eye on it. Hyunmin, 10 HP in a dream, and it will remain just that. Fnatic. Complete domination. The working of the map, the pushing and pulling.
A masterful performance here. Boaster leading the orchestra to an 8-0 beginning. Everywhere they go, they're just finding DRX making small errors. I mean, in this round, okay, they're working with lighter weaponry as well, but I feel like DRX are not falling back into more standard defensive procedures. I mean, there's good smokes, good double-up spots that we see a lot of the top teams using, and DRX maybe just not comfortable anchoring with their comp that loves to try to take fights. They can't find those fights.
No.
This actually does remind me of the incredible Haven attack that Boaster put together, where he was just slow defaulting and putting fakes all around.
Constant pressure applied, the flashback. He's not being able to get anything done with his off. You're right, it's reminiscent of that one. Relentless.
And that, DRX were only able to put up a single round on the board on their defense side. Kayak with another ult to work with. It feels like the ult snowballs never stop for Fnatic. Clone gets a free break on the wall as well. Freeing at least with an ult to try to hold on to B, right? So he doesn't have to be super worried, but there goes Mako. That's the punish I was talking about at the start of the map. If they go for an info peek, Fnatic players sharp enough to rip them off. 10 and 3 as well, Althea. Who's next?
A real step up from him. Now you're seeing ult's going to be popped off. All earned prior. Kayak's behind. That's Steel Garden. Hello, where's he going with that one? They're trying to combine their might again with a util to follow through. Convergent paths, that's enough of a slowdown. No one's home. No one entering into this side. The pit's going to be layered down anyway. That's going to attempt to get them back in, but for DRX answering back. It's a quick pivot. Fnatic not looking to contest over towards B now, and they're going to get that mad sprint over towards the A side. It is open for the taking, but it's still left in that player disadvantage.
See whether Boaster can hold the Horde off for a moment.
It's an onslaught now. It's going to be approaching his position rapidly at that slightest of off angles, and that, no, okay, the Nightfall on top of it. He's not able to take that fight. Stand his ground towards it, and the back.
ในที่สุด
Instinct kicking in, the awareness in the back of his mind that he's being pressured from multiple locations. Crashes!
ไม่
No way!
ไม่
No way!
อะไร อะไรอ่ะ ในแพนด้าบอกว่าในที่สุดแล้ว
A bloody break!
ในที่สุดก็ยังแพ้อยู่ดีหรอ แล้วไม่น่าพูดเลยอ่ะ เฮ้ย ไม่นะ ไม่ เราไม่ใช่เคิร์ชใช่ไหม เราไม่ใช่คนเคิร์ชใช่ไหมโอ๊ค โอ๊คช่วยบอกแพนด้าเร็ว มันไม่ใช่แพนด้าใช่ไหม
Incredible awareness with the Nightfall that there was one on the flank, because the ult caught two. And he manages to break the horn, put the fight forwards and go back to catch Bane as well. Monstrous, monstrous stuff out here. And at this point, Brent, I'm not even really thinking about whether DRX can come back in the next half. I feel like they still could, because their attack sides are nuts. Yeah, but I'm more thinking about the mental side of the game.
It really is.
I'm thinking about the amount of rookies and the amount of inexperience on DRX's side. And even Mako, who himself can get a bit shaky in big moments.
When you feel the energy of 6,000 fans cheering against you for your demise.
And it's
That's
not
very different.
We're not at the end of the series yet. These are not make or break moments necessarily. DRX could still lose on Corrode and win this lower bracket final, but you gotta make sure that you can handle the heat. And so that, I mean, even more than strategy, that's what I'd be trying to.
เพนด้าทำอะไรลงไปโอ้
Course correct. See if you can put any sort
What
of
did
semblance
I
of
do?
rounds on the board.
I didn't do anything
Towards it here. There's only a few left to play for. 3 more rounds in this half. Essential. Goes without saying here for DRX. Both timeouts being blown here early because minds are in the gutter, in the bin really at this point. Fnatic not slowing down. Instant take up towards mid. There was no real pushback. This crowd is going to be broken on top of it. It's a flash and a peek with a paranoia again, but it's not really put together too well.
ไม่ใช่หรอคะพี่เตยอมใช้ไปแล้วอบเซิร์ฟเจิมอ๋ออบเซิร์ฟเจิมไว้เหรอโอ้
Hyunmin
Mai na.
spots it out at least. That's going to be a saturate layer down at
เมื่
the
อกี้
feet.
นี่ทำได้ยังไง
Attempt to slow this one, but again,
ตาย
Fnatic
เถอะเป็นอบเซิร์ฟ
temper it.
ใช่ไหม
They hold it. They let it
เออ
simmer.
จะได้รู้ไว้
They wait for the peaks
ว่านาง
to
โซฟ
come
อะนะ
to them.
มันทำอะไรลงไป
Again, the fights are taking. It's emphasis being
Oh
placed on
my
DRX to see if they can step up and make
God.
their mark, but it's just
Oh
not possible.
my god
Weaponry disadvantage, flashback. Whistle down, barely alive. He's going to be limping into this next engagement. And Boaster, lovely dodge. on the
Oh
flash.
my godness
Bullet to the chest to flashback. That's 10 rounds now for Fnatic.
Anytime Fnatic are on a heater like this as well, they are so difficult to stop. I'm a bit concerned that there were no even really shots landed there, freeing with one. Your mechanics and your decision making have got to stay sharp in these kind of spots if you want any hope of the comeback occurring. We haven't really seen DRX be the team to make massive comebacks like this. We've seen NRG do it, Fnatic do it. I think DRX need at least the final 2 and a pistol for me to have any hope.
Rifles in the hands.
They've owned B main the entire time, and yet they've also been able to just wander into A as well. I'd have liked to see DRX try to fight A main a bit more and give up B and just lock Alpha out of these spots.
They've been guessing the whole time. Where's the hits landing? Losing mid control nice and early.
Yeah,
Oh
losing mid,
my
losing A main,
god
and losing B
Everybody
main.
up. Hello. Just the leg spotted, but that might give him the timing to take here. Flashback is going to hold this one back. There it is. Boaster. Just wandering into mid, but his team's going to be speeding up off the back of this one. Flash
ไปเลย
up
ไป
and
ต่อ
overhead here.
ไปต่อ
Spotting the back
สวยดิ
six players.
สวยดิ
Hyunmin left to contain, and now a bit of a pincer. Putting that pressure right back onto Kayak. Slowed down. To saturate. Flashes again to buy him a bit of time, but they're trying to take this one tightly together with discipline again. You don't want to let it slip. Not a chance like this. Not again.
สวย
This is it. DRX. Their time to shine.
สวย
With a round on the board. Much needed.
แล้วเขาหนีเขาเซฟออฟ 12 ได้อยู่
Opportunity for Alpha to get back
12
into this one.
12 แล้วกลับมา
Operator not with a
รัว
spike in the middle of nowhere.
And off the back of just a small adjustment, DRX come away with what could be a flawless round. But far too little, far too late.
Yeah.
Unless they're able to string this together into something ludicrous.
And it would have to be a
On their
massive,
attack arc.
like you said, uphill climb for them still.
And you've got to expect that with Fnatic preparing for this map, they would have been thinking about DRX's attack half. Because that's what's been giving people so many concerns. This a bit more of a standard one. Yoru takes a fight towards mid. Waylay makes sure that you can't get through a link. All really standard defensive setup stuff. Flashback now with the op. The op has been stuck behind smokes for the whole game, really. But he's going to try to make it work. Mako gets on the high ground over towards bricks again.
Found himself that little perch. All taken care of. A lot of presence here from Fnatic over towards A main. It'll be Maka to receive it. Breaking on either side. I know at least 2 players repositioned. A bit of spam as well, hoping to get lucky with a bullet caught to the dome. Not quite though. Fnatic, the kings at putting pauses, making teams feel uncomfortable into the middle section of these rounds.
Early on, we saw Hyunmin work with his refract to go and clear out B main. But now the Viper Wall can just go up and down, and DRX have lost information over towards there. So Hyunmin stacking on A because that's where they've heard people. But now as the Viper Wall gets cycled, they could play for this ult orb. They can get the Steel Garden online, and there's really not much that DRX can do about it. Hyunmin's just rotating from spawn to spawn, getting his cardio in.
It's a guessing game. Rotates are taking at least over 20 seconds as well from one side to the other. It's brutal to work with, and there's a gap here, an angle. Not expected. The heads are not going to be poking up as well, so Flashback has missed a trick of it. A-Link is going to be contested.
They might be overcooking this, though. They're going to use the Steel Garden as a
27
fake
seconds,
on B.
27 seconds, he sees a sign of life as
Oh,
the
no,
Steel
they got-
Garden over towards B, going for the split now. It's a dimensional drift, disrupting this one again, but he's being pulled back off to the side. We'll see if he can exit out into them. Flash is held into the hand, but again, the weapons removed, but not inspecting it, not clearing it. Finally, the weapons are free into their hands. Youngmin trying to jump onto the chance, but Alpha! He's a monster, man! Tucked into the corner. It's a nightmare of a round that's been turned here for DRX. Thought the time could have gotten away from them, but now it's left up to Bane, and at this point, they know exactly where he stands. 11-1. Unreal domination to answer back from Fnatic.
Two maps that we didn't know quite what to expect from Fnatic. The one they picked, underwhelming. They never really got going. This one, the DRX decided to challenge them on, pretty much perfection. Their attack side punished everything that DRX were going for, and now, despite the fact that we know DRX's attack is insanely good, they've just set an impossible bar.
Really proud as well. We're going to be setting it down to the floor. Lou is hanging out.
ไปครับ
The mastermind himself as well. Send it down and see what's up.
Et le prince des G2 m'a rejoint à l'arena. G2's Captain Valim joined me at the arena. It's a pleasure to have you here. Jacob, of course, the first question I wanted to ask you is, we know it's always a bit bittersweet, you know, to be out of a tournament and to have to watch it, yet you stayed with us in Paris. So what has made the experience enjoyable nonetheless?
I mean, being in Paris has been amazing. It's a great city. I love going out. Now I'm here as a fan. I get to be in the crowd, feel the energy, feel the roar, and cheering on these two teams. I mean, two great teams. It's been a blast, man. I've been enjoying this side of the competition as well.
It's also nice to take like a side step also, sometimes for sure. Donc première question, on sait que c'est toujours un peu pénible d'être éliminé d'un tournoi et de devoir le regarder. Qu'est-ce qui a fait que ton expérience à Paris s'est quand même bien passée? Et ben je suis content, j'ai l'expérience des fans, je peux rester aussi avec le public, regarder ces deux énormes équipes s'affronter, et j'ai aussi eu le temps de visiter Paris, passer un peu de temps, sortir aussi, et j'aime beaucoup la ville. And now I'm gonna have to ask you the mastermind to judge two masterminds, the battle of masterminds here between Mako and Boaster. We know they're very good IGLs, different styles, but who do you see victorious on this series and why?
I mean, if you see the energy from Boaster right now, I gotta say Boaster. He's putting on a show for all of his European fans out here in Paris. He's looking like a king out there.
อุ้ยเสียง
Tested soon enough.
โอ้แพนด้าต้องไปแล้ว
There's a few stray shots missing the mark. Learning the position. Fnatic can still take this one, and as well as they take
โอ้
it
แพนด้า
together.
ต้องไปแล้วแพนด้าเชียร์ต่อไม่ได้แล้วแพนด้าเสียใจมาก11-1ยังไงก็ต้องไปต่อยาวๆแน่เลยอ่ะแต่แพนด้าอยู่ไม่ถึงแล้วโอ้แพนด้าต้องไปแล้วแพนด้ากำลังมุ่งมั่นกับการเมืองมากๆเลย
But again, it's just one piece of the puzzle on a map like this, and you've got to keep it going.
He landed a good opener. That's the kind of thing that they need in order to get started. But it's just so difficult.
ไม่ให้ไปไม่ได้แพนด้าต้องไปแล้วทุกคนขอบคุณมากๆเลยอ่ะที่มาอยู่เป็นเพื่อนกันถึงแม้ว่าแพนด้าจะไม่ค่อยได้เชียร์แต่แพนด้าทำได้แค่เหลือบดู แพนด้าทำได้แค่เหลือบดู
You heard it from the desk as well.
แพนด้าทำได้แค่เหลือบดูเท่านั้นน่าเศร้าใจมากแต่ไม่เป็นไรแต่ตอนนี้ยังค้างแต่ไม่ได้ค่ะแต่ต้องไปขอบคุณทุกคนนะคะแล้วเดี๋ยวเจอกันใหม่นะเดี๋ยวแพนด้าว่าคือวันนี้มันดูไม่ได้จริงๆเว้ยโอ๊บแบบมันงานมันเยอะมากมันวุ่นวายมากเดี๋ยวแพนด้ารีบทำอันนี้เสร็จแล้วเดี๋ยวแพนด้ามาแพนด้าทำธุระช่วง2แพนด้าไม่ธุระวัน2 ทุ่มถึง3 ทุ่มเนาะ3 ทุ่มกว่าแพนด้าก็ต้องรีบมาต้องรีบส่งงานด้วยนะคะหรืออาจจะไม่มาเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวจะรีบทำงานให้เสร็จแล้วทำงานเสร็จแล้วจะค่อยโผล่มาหลังเที่ยงคืนไม่หรอกเดี๋ยวดูทีแล้วจะแจ้งนะขอบคุณมากเลยนะคะไม่แพนด้าไม่ได้เดินทางไปไหนแพนด้าทำธุระตรงนี้แหละอย่าบอกนะอย่าบอกนะโอเคสวยนี่เอสโอเคค่ะขอบคุณอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะขอตัวก่อนนะคะขอตัวก่อนนะขอบคุณมากเลยแล้วเจอกันค่ะ